Hi, this is Lance Tarchioni, technical agronomist with DeKalb and Asgrow, assessing some severe hail damage in soybeans in a field in southern Knox County. This was right kind of in the epicenter of the hail damage. If you look out across this field, these are obviously 30-inch row soybeans, no-tilled into a rye cover crop. These beans would have been planted in April, and you can see how little there is left of these plants. We zoom in closer to some of these plants for a closer look. Can see things to be optimistic about out here in this field. Here's new growth coming out of this plant right here. There's a new bud coming out of that plant right there. Lots of new growth in some of these plants. These stems are, fairly intact. Lots of bruising, lots of damage, but still structurally there. Really none of these plants that I'm looking at right here are dead. Here's one here. If we can get a closer look at this one. So even this plant, as severe as that stem damage is, he's got new growth coming out of that bud right there. That's new growth since the storm on Friday night. Now, this plant, he's under a tremendous amount of stress. He has absolutely no leaf tissue left whatsoever, and he's had a tremendous amount of damage to the stem. If every plant in the field looked like this one, I would be concerned that would be a possible replant situation. Most beans that we're looking at here are in a little better shape than that one. They've been through hell for sure, and they're going to have a long road ahead of them to recover. But we also had 4 inches of rain with this storm event, and it's going to be who knows how long before we could possibly consider replanting. That's kind of a blessing in disguise with this. By the time you're able to get into the field, it's going to be pretty easy to see how much these beans have recovered and how they look. I don't really think a replant scenario is probably going to gain anything in this situation. Unfortunately, there really is no good solution here. The yield potential of these beans has been diminished significantly, but I honestly don't think it's been probably diminished to the point where it's less than what a July 1st, late planted replant situation would be. So we'll have to keep an eye on these crops, see how they recover. Corn in this area has been severely damaged as well. A lot of green snap, a lot of defoliation in corn. From the road, the cornfields look better than the bean fields. But honestly, in some cases, I think the corn has probably lost more yield potential due to green snap than the soybeans have. But pretty tough situation here in southern Knox and northern Fulton County. Storm that kind of tracked from roughly the Abingdon area southeast through London Mills, Fairview, and off towards Canton.